An elderly man wearing a MAGA hat walks into a bustling hospital, ignored and humiliated by a nurse who thinks she knows his worth. But what happens next will leave you speechless. Little does she know, the man she dismissed so easily isn't just another patient, he's the hospital's owner. This story will change how you see respect and second chances forever. Comments below, where are you watching from? And if you like and love our story, kindly subscribe our channel, Life Inspirational and Motivational Tales that explore themes of love, unity, and patriotism. Stay with us always for interesting stories. Thanks. Let's start the story. The hospital lobby was bustling, filled with the hum of conversation, the beeping of monitors, and the hurried footsteps of nurses and doctors. Among the crowd, an elderly man, David Marshall, stepped inside with a calm yet unassuming demeanor. Dressed in a modest outfit, his bright red MAGA hat perched confidently on his head, he appeared out of place in the polished, sterile environment. Yet David walked with the quiet assurance of someone who had seen the world and knew his worth. David was here for a meeting, but his stomach pains had worsened during his drive. Clutching his side, he approached the reception desk, his voice steady but strained. "Excuse me, I need some help." Behind the desk stood Nurse Jessica Taylor, a woman known for her sharp tongue and quick judgments. She glanced at David, her eyes lingering on the MAGA hat. Instantly, her expression hardened. "You'll need to wait," she said curtly, not bothering to hide her disdain. David winced but maintained his composure. "It's urgent," he said. Jessica folded her arms, her tone dripping with condescension. "There are others ahead of you. Maybe take a seat until someone has time." She gestured dismissively to the crowded waiting area. David nodded politely, his voice calm despite the rising pain. "I understand, but I think I need attention now." Jessica's lips pressed into a thin line. She leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Look, this hospital is for people who respect others, not for someone flaunting that hat." David's brows furrowed slightly, but he said nothing. Instead, he quietly made his way to a chair. Nearby patients exchanged glances, some whispering, while others simply shook their heads at Jessica's open hostility. David waited patiently, his breathing shallow from the discomfort. Jessica, meanwhile, busied herself, tending to others, while pointedly ignoring him. As time dragged on, his pallor worsened, catching the attention of a young nurse, Emily Hayes. Emily approached him cautiously. Noticing his labored breathing, "Sir, are you okay?" she asked, her tone filled with genuine concern. David gave her a weak smile. "I'll be fine. Just need to catch my breath." Emily wasn't convinced. She checked his pulse and immediately noticed something was off. "You need a doctor right away," she said firmly. Jessica saw Emily helping David and immediately intervened. "Emily, there are protocols," she snapped. "He can wait his turn." "But he's in real distress," Emily argued. Jessica glared at Emily, her authority bristling. "I'll decide who gets treated. Focus on your other duties." David, overhearing their exchange, gently placed a hand on Emily's shoulder. "It's okay, young lady. I don't want to cause trouble." Emily hesitated, torn between respecting her superior and doing what she knew was right. Reluctantly, she stepped back, her worry etched across her face. The tension in the lobby was palpable when a figure entered the room, drawing immediate attention. A tall, confident man in a tailored suit, flanked by a few associates, strode through the entrance. His presence commanded respect, and whispers rippled through the staff. It was none other than Elon Kata, the hospital's new owner. Jessica noticed him instantly, her demeanor transforming. She smoothed her uniform and plastered on a bright smile. "Mr. Carter, welcome! It's an honor to see you here," she gushed. Elon scanned the room, his sharp eyes landing on David, still seated, his discomfort visible. He turned back to Jessica. "Who's the man in the red hat?" Jessica stiffened. "Oh, just another patient," she said dismissively. "He's waiting for his turn." "Oh, oh." Elon's expression darkened. Without another word, he walked over to David, his tone warm and concerned. "Sir, are you okay?" David looked up, startled. "I'm fine. Just need some air." Elon knelt beside him, ignoring the shocked murmurs around the room. "Let's get you checked out immediately," he said firmly. Jessica rushed over, her voice high-pitched and defensive. "Mr. Carter, I was just about to handle this," she lied. Elon stood, his gaze piercing. "Really? Because it looks like this man has been ignored for quite some time." Jessica faltered, her carefully curated facade beginning to crack. I didn't realize it was urgent." Elon didn't respond to her directly. Instead, he addressed Emily. "Can you escort this gentleman to an exam room? Ensure he gets the care he needs right away." Emily nodded eagerly, relief washing over her. "Of course, sir." As Emily guided David away, Elon turned back to Jessica. His voice was calm, but the weight of his authority was unmistakable. "Meet me in my office in an hour. We need to have a serious conversation." In the office, Jessica sat across from Elon, her confidence all but gone. He placed a file on the desk, opening it to reveal detailed accounts of her behavior, including complaints from both staff and patients. "Jessica," Elon began, his voice steady, "this hospital is not just a building. It's a place where people come for help, often at their most vulnerable. Your actions today were not only unprofessional, but deeply unacceptable." Jessica tried to protest. "It was just a misunderstanding. That man..." Man," Elon interrupted, his tone sharp, "is David Marshall, the former owner of this hospital and the reason you even have a job." Jessica's face was drained of color. I didn't know." "That's the problem," Elon continued. "You judged him based on his appearance, not on his humanity, and in this hospital, that will not stand." Jessica's protests faded to silence as Elon laid out her options: immediate resignation or participation in a rigorous retraining program focused on empathy, bias awareness, and professionalism. "I'll do the training," Jessica said quietly, her bravado gone. Meanwhile, David's condition was quickly stabilized thanks to Emily's swift intervention. As he recovered, Elon visited him in the room, offering a heartfelt apology for the treatment he received. David smiled. "No need to apologize, son. You stepped in when it mattered. That's what counts." Elon nodded. "Still, I want to ensure this never happens again. Starting today, this hospital will undergo significant changes." Under Elon's leadership, the hospital transformed. Diversity and sensitivity training became mandatory for all staff, ensuring that every patient was treated with dignity and respect. Emily was promoted to a senior nursing position, her actions serving as a shining example of compassion in action. As for Jessica, she struggled initially with the training, but gradually began to understand the gravity of her behavior. Months later, she approached David with a sincere apology. "I was wrong," she admitted, her voice trembling. "And I'm so sorry for how I treated you." David looked at her, his expression kind. "We all make mistakes. The important thing is that we learn from them." Jessica nodded, her eyes brimming with tears. The hospital flourished under its new ethos, gaining a reputation for exemplary care and inclusivity. David, though he preferred a quiet life, became a symbol of resilience and grace. One evening, as the hospital celebrated its newfound success, Ilan addressed the staff. "This isn't just a hospital anymore. It's a beacon of hope, a reminder that everyone deserves respect, no matter who they are or what they wear." The room erupted in applause, with David sitting quietly in the corner, his signature red hat resting proudly on his lap. This story isn't just about one man's experience. It's a powerful reminder that humanity transcends appearances and that a single act of kindness can change everything. Now it's your turn. What do you think about this story? Have you ever witnessed or experienced something similar? Share your thoughts and real-life experiences in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about respect, assumptions, and second chances. Your voice matters. Comments below. Where are you watching from? And if you like and love our story, kindly subscribe our channel, Life Inspirational and Motivational Tales that explore themes of love, unity, and patriotism. Stay with us always for interesting stories.